Well, hi, welcome back to our ongoing UX journey with ChatGPT. I must say, I'm pretty impressed by the progress that we've made with ChatGPT. In the previous episode, we kind of embarked on this collaborative UX journey with ChatGPT. I know there's a lot of fears regarding ChatGPT. We're wondering how we can use ChatGPT. And in the last episode, I think we established that there's a way to use ChatGPT responsibly in a way that you actually feel that you could justify the work that you're kind of showing to someone, and that you could apply some kind of criteria to the things that you're kind of prompting ChatGPT with. Well, we laid a groundwork for establishing realistic business goals for Airbnb, and then we established and crafted 4 personas that may not represent all the users of Airbnb's user base, but I think they form this kind of solid base persona set. So the 5 business goals that we ultimately arrived at and their core aspirations for Airbnb success was 1, drive user growth, 2, increase bookings, 3, build trust, 4, enhance brand loyalty, and 5, expand offerings. So stay tuned as we continue on this UX journey. My name is Ken and you're watching Mastering UX. Throughout this process, we assess that these business objectives, utilizing basic logic and reasoning and our existing knowledge of Airbnb's operation and market presence, we were able to create and modify personas. And this week, what I wanted to do is sort of have some reflecting, have some digesting of the things that came out of it. And then this week and in this episode, I'd really like to walk you through how we can kind of further and build upon the personas that we had established. So let's go ahead and look at the personas, and I kind of took some time to highlight some of the things that were really kind of resonating with me. And so first up, there's Sarah, the solo adventurer. After our last video, I carefully analyzed her desires, and here's some key phrases that are truly capture her essence. Explore, experiences, unique, and budget-friendly. And these are phrases that allow us to connect with Sarah on a sort of deeper level. Now let's shift our attention to David and Maria. That was the family vacationers. And when it comes to their wants and needs, we identified a few crucial factors: that they value family vacations, they prefer locations near attractions, and they prioritize cleanliness. And then next we have Michael, the business traveler, and his primary focus is on work-related travel, and his needs are clear. He wants a seamless check-in process and convenience locations close to his clients. And if we can assist Michael in identifying properties situated near his client offices, I think we could significantly increase the likelihood of him choosing Airbnb as a preferred accommodation option. So finally, we can't come to Linda. She was the skeptical first-timer, and Linda has valid concerns about safety, privacy, and the quality of accommodations. And to overcome these kind of concerns, it's really pivotal that ultimately that we find this way to overcome all these kind of concerns that she has. Touchpoints. To further explore the unique touch points of each persona, I posed the following question to ChatGPT. What might Sarah the solo adventurer, and then I kind of basically gave it 4 queries, and I filled it in with David and Maria, I filled it in with Michael the business travel, and Linda the skeptical first-timer. And then I said, embark upon searching for their next adventure. So what I'm doing in this particular prompt here is I'm really trying to get specific kind of touch points in this journey. And so ChatGPT gave a common set of touch points that were sort of repeated throughout all the different personas. And what it came up with was inspiration, research, collaboration, shortlisting, which when I saw that, I thought, wow, this is where I really want to focus a lot of my effort. And then there's inquiring about availability, booking, pre-trip communication, arrival and stay, and then reviewing recommendations. And then I did see that some of the personas also mentioned some additional touch points that weren't listed on the others, and those were read reviews, planning, and network socialization. All great. Maybe I would have arrived to these same kind of touch points, but it's a tremendous help for sort of ChatGPT to lay these things out on the table and just kind of see what my options are. So overall, I think these steps, I think they should be shortened and consolidated. But for now, we're just using these touch points to be used for our own empathy. I'd like to talk to you about ideation. So considering these kind of wants and needs from the personas and, kind of starting to empathize with these things, reflect upon these personas, I asked ChatGPT to ideate around their wants and needs. And so I put up a prompt and it was, if you were a UX designer at Airbnb, what would you recommend to help? And again, I did this query 4 times for the 4 different personas. And I added a little bit of kind of nuance to the personas based upon what I was sharing with you on my reflections on the personas. And so I wrote things like, what would you recommend to help Sarah, the solo adventurer, explore interesting, cheap, yet adventurous vacation ideas that she has never considered? So I really like this idea of explore. For Michael, the business traveler, make it easier to find properties that are close to the client's office. For David and Maria, I kind of wrote to look for a clean family friendly rental. And then for Linda, the skeptical first timer, I wrote to overcome safety and privacy fears. And so in this kind of way, we're walking ChatGPT step by step, and we're doing it persona by persona. And so let's go ahead and see what ChatGPT recommends. So for Sarah, the solo adventurer, it came up with host interaction. That's pretty interesting, that she wants to be kind of engaged in the local community, integration with social. She's definitely a younger person that really wants to share these things, curated collections, community-driven suggestion, local expert recommendations. She really wants this local thing. These all make sense to me. Theme travel guide, so you could see these ideas. And when I saw these ideas, I, thought, what about a Pinterest-like board? Or what about highlight lower price ranges? What about surface flexible locations with low total trip costs? And to be honest, if these ideas were to come out in a design thinking workshop, I would be very happy with what was produced. So for David and Maria, the family vacationers, what it came up with was enhanced family-oriented filtering. So I thought maybe Airbnb could personalize more based on your search and browsing habits. Should Airbnb have a category icon for family or kids? Highlight cleanliness. I know they're doing some. Verified family-friendly badge. Maybe it's already called this. Maybe we could spark more ideas around this. Family review section. Maybe there's a tag on the reviews where you could specifically kind of see and highlight all the reviews that sort of seem like they're family kind of oriented, or I would say have family kind of feedback on it. Photo verification of cleanliness. This one I thought maybe, might not pass the kind of feasibility test, but I think it's a decent idea. This would need to be thought out. But again, this is all about brainstorming. And then it also came with in-app messaging for special family needs. And so I don't know about in-app, but I thought, can there be any kind of way where sort of special needs for the family sort of be met? And maybe there would be some hosts that would want to accommodate for particular needs. A safety features checklist. So for Michael, the business traveler, a proximity filter makes total sense. Along the same lines, travel time estimates, map enhancements to client office accessibility. And I think these features might apply even to somebody who's looking for how close you are to Disneyland or some kind of place that you're going to be traveling to every day. So I definitely think these are huge value adds. Maybe a work-friendly badge, customizable commute preferences such as walking, biking, taking public transportation. Maybe Airbnb could put more kind of speciality around urban areas and cities and the dynamics of that public transportation. And then there's also local area insights. As Michael, he's going to want to socialize. He's going to want to take care of his needs and do some groceries because he is in a house, although he is doing work. There's Linda, the skeptical first timer. So it says enhanced trust indicators, safety feature icons. Maybe this is already existing, but maybe it can be improved. Privacy badges. This could help with credibility. Comprehensive review system. Maybe you can click on more information that's an already existing page element. Safety and privacy guides, call outs, personalized recommendations. I thought about this, and I think personalization is a huge opportunity for Airbnb. Maybe it's personalized based on the way you're already searching, and it kind of knows that you are a certain kind of profile, or at least like to shop down a certain kind of audience target. Clear communication of host guest boundaries. And so if you think about all these things that have come out, what I really like is we've arrived with features that are based on user-centered empathy. While did I create these entities? No, but I still feel some kind of ownership of what was generated because I'm the one that kind of led it through a certain kind of process and decided to dive down deeper and reflected. And that what I saw coming back from ChatGPT caused me to go deeper in certain areas. So I think this is very good. And I would be able to defend a lot of these kind of features that came out of ChatGPT. And if it's just an idea, it doesn't need to be fact checked, then I think that's enough. If I can defend it, not necessarily as a feature that we must have, but at least a feature that we should consider. Okay. So through my experience of conducting this lightweight UX journeys with ChatGPT, there's a couple important things that I would say I learned. So ChatGPT has definitely been this great catalyst for creativity. I was genuinely impressed by the quantity of ideas it generated, and even in the absence of concrete UI elements, and obviously ChatGPT can't see, it was really able to come up with some great abstract concepts for exploring further. To maximize the potential of ChatGPT, I found it very helpful to have this kind of prompt building kind of concept where you realize you're not trying to go get everything in one prompt, but to build upon it and then have some reflections and decide specifically where do you want to kind of drill down further. This is really like having a structured conversation where we're drilling down deeper and deeper into the specific aspects of the persona's wants and needs and activities. And so I was really able to elicit a more focused and insightful response. So adhering to the normal UX process has been something that's really been instrumental for harnessing the power of ChatGPT. Even though ChatGPT is very general, you can see that if you are somebody who realizes what the UX processes are and you have this more gut feel for empathy and what kind of things really stand out and what to highlight, this can really be something that you can bring your skills to the ChatGPT conversation and really allow yourself to form well-rounded personas. You can better understand the user's pain points and needs, and finally engage in ideation for UX improvements. And this is really going to allow you to navigate the process with some kind of confidence and clarity. So I think it's important to find some kind of way to critique ChatGPT's responses as well. I covered a lot more of that on the last episode. And while fact-checking, it's super crucial when you need something that's accurate, when you need to know that the date is right. You really need to assume that ChatGPT may not have gotten that fact right. But when you're dealing with creative ideas and it's less important, the only thing that I really need to know is this an idea that if I was in a design thinking workshop, would I, count it as something that we should consider? So in conclusion, lightweight UX journeys with ChatGPT really have been this has really been an eye-opening experience. And I would say it kind of opens up new avenues for ideation, fostering creativity, allowing us to sort of follow our familiar structure process. That's traditional, something that we've learned, something that we're grounded in. But we definitely can see that the content that's generated from ChatGPT can be a tremendous tool for us to save time, spark ideas, really have something to bounce off of. To be honest, a lot like a colleague or a coworker that is experienced in the field that we're just kind of going back and forth and carrying on this kind of conversation with. So if you found really any of this video interesting or informative, really I encourage you to like this video. You can also subscribe to this channel. I'd say I put out content about every 2 weeks. It would really do a lot for the algorithm if you left a comment as well. Thank you for sticking with me. This has been just a really fun adventure. Feel free again to send me a comment and post anything that you'd like to see in the future. Thanks. My name is Ken.